Hey guys, Andy here, and I'm here to bring you the Halloween palette bingo. So if you want to hear all about this tag, the palette bingo we are going to create with the Nomad Ghost Town USA palette, then let's just go ahead and get on into it. So, this was created by Melissa Nadine. It's a collab between me, Dub's Beauty Diary, her. There is a few other people in this. I will try to do my best to link everybody who's participating in the description box. If I miss anybody, there is a playlist that I will list in the description box that will have everybody in there whose videos are in the playlist. But you are to use the Nomad Ghost Town USA palette, which let's just take a moment to appreciate that beautiful lenticular packaging. And let's also take a moment to appreciate this beautiful color story. So this is the palette we're going to use, or you can use your favorite spooky palette if you do not have this palette, but obviously I'm using this one, which I have not used yet, to do a palette bingo, which is what we'll be doing, or to just create your own look. It does not matter. We will also be answering these 13 questions that we have while we create the look. And yeah, that's going to be it. So please check out Melissa, check out DW, and that's really it. It's pretty laid back palette bingo. So normally I do palette bingos are 5 to 8 shades generally. My happy place is 6 shades, which this is pretty much 3 6-pan palettes is how this is laid out. So we will just see what we get with 6 shades first, and then we'll go from there. We're gonna pull the shades first, and then we'll get into the questions, the doing the look, and all of that. So hopefully you guys will be seeing a screen recording. My last screen recording I did was all sorts of messed up, and it just did not do it right. So hopefully you will be seeing one of me generating random numbers 1 through 18. So the very first number that we got is number 3. So I'm going to just take this as any normal palette, because when I did swatch this originally, I went down. But any normal palette, I would go across. So shade 3 is going to be this one, which is Quicksilver, which is gorgeous. So there is shade 3. Grab a eraser. And then we got shade 8. Which is going to be, so 6, 7, 8. That is the shade Bandit Queen. Okay, a nice matte brown. Then we get 15. So 6, 12, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. Ooh. And that's the shade Ghost Train. That one's really pretty. I like that one. Let's see what we get next. We already got shade number 3. I always try to put it on no repeats, and it just stop giving me shade number 3. 10. So 6. Shade 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And that is the shade Calamity Jane, which is this nice blue. I think that'll bring out the blue in that silver shade. Okay. 15, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15. We already had that. Got 9. I swear on my life, 5. Okay. 5 is this guy right here, which is Gold Rush. And he's got the hanging skeleton guy in there. So that's what Gold Rush looks like. Okay. If we could get one more matte, I'd be happy with that. We have an interesting array of colors, but I'm not mad at it. 13, so 6, 12, 13, which is going to be this shade right here. Let me turn off screen record. And that's Garnet Montana. I believe MT is Montana. And that's going to be that shade right there. So we only have 2 mattes, but I'm not too terribly mad at it. At least we got a kind of cohesive color story. I hate that we got a gold and a silver, but I mean, mixed metals isn't the worst thing in the world. Could it be better? Yes, absolutely. Could it be worse? Also, absolutely. So, let me put the questions where I can see them. First, let me prime my eyes. I always go in, I mean, not always, I'm currently using. This is the Clinique Canvas Light Primer. It's in the shade is 26, if that helps. It's not a bad primer, but it's definitely not worth the price. I got it half off. I say that every time we do one of these, because I'm so ready to be done with it. My Milani eye primer was so much better, even though I didn't even get to finish it. I do like that this brightens the eyes, but other than that, I could care less about this primer. I don't like that it's in a little pot thing and that I have to use my finger, and it's a whole thing. So I always leave this on my hand. I'm sorry if that's a little distracting, but I like to be able to keep looking at my color story so that I can figure out what I'm doing. So I'm just going to do my eye look and answer these questions. I'm pretty much, I'll just tell you what I'm doing. I'm going to start with the matte brown, go into the blue as my outer corner, and then I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking. This is going to be my outer corner shimmer, or no, probably this one. This one, into this one, into this, and gold. The gold on the inner corner. Or actually, I might put this on the lower lash line. So I have this shade into the silver, gold on the inner corner. I haven't decided, but I'm going to put that on the lower lash line. That was the Garnet Montana shade. So this all over the crease, this in the outer corner, this shade into the silver, yeah, gold on the inner corner, this on the lower lash line. That's what we're doing, just so you know, I know, we know. So question number 1. Do you get scared easily? Yes. I'm a very jumpy person. Always have been, always will be. You can spooky scare me very easily. Question number 2. What scares you the most? So in horror movies, like, this is one of my biggest fears. And I've talked about this before. Like, and it's not just in, well, it is in horror movies, but it's also in paranormal movies. There's movies with animals in it that do it, where they open their jaw, but it's unnaturally wide that they open their mouth, and I don't know why that scares me so much. But, like, that gives me nightmares. And it just always has. And I don't know why. Number 3 is, what is your favorite Halloween tradition? So, I mean, I don't have a lot of Halloween traditions, especially now as an adult. As a kid, obviously I loved trick-or-treating, but my mom was a big Halloween decorator. My mom decorated for every holiday, honestly, and I loved it. I loved just, like, all of her decorations. It was really cute. It was a good time. But as an adult, I love making sure that I watch at least one really good spooky movie. I love making sure that I go get at least one pumpkin spice frappe because I don't like hot coffee. So, like, I'm not into the pumpkin spice latte, but I do like the flavor of pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice over apple cider all the way. There is a Blazemere hair on me. I knew it. So yeah, that's about it. I love making sure that I get not necessarily pumpkin scented, like, because we don't really do candles. We do keep one candle in our bathroom, which we've had that candle for almost a year. It's a really good candle, and it's just like a Walmart candle. But, we do wax melts. I have a wax burner. It's actually right here on my desk behind my big mirror. But I like to make sure I get the holiday, like, spooky scented wax melts. These ones are so pigmented. These shades are so much more pigmented than the Hudson Valley shades that I used. Because this is only the second Nomad palette that I've used. Technically third, because I've used 2 shades out of the Fire and Ice, the Iceland Fire and Ice palette, but I don't really count that as using the palette because I've used 2 shades, so. But these ones are so pigmented. Number 4, what is your go-to Halloween candy? So let me know if any of you know what the candy Mary Janes are. They used to come in the little black and orange, like, wrapper. They were, what kind of wrappers were they? I think they were, like, parchment paper. But they were just, like, little, I think, peanut butter candies, if not peanut butter. I don't know. I'll have to see if I can, like, find a picture of them or what they were. But they are so good. I haven't had one in a very long time. I needed so little of this shade, it is not even funny. It's blending for days. But as, like, a cop-out answer, Reese's pumpkins are so good. The Reese's pumpkins are probably my favorite Reese's that they make. Not even gonna lie. Because they are fantastic. Have you ever done a couple's costume or a group costume, anything like that? No, I have not, but I am not opposed to doing either. Well, I don't know if I'd love to do a group costume, but I would absolutely do a couple's costume with Ian. We had talked about it, like, the first year we were together, but we never did it. I always do my lower lash line before I go in with shimmers, so I do apologize. It's actually going to be a pretty simple look. Not gonna even lie on that. Are you superstitious? So, yes. I used to be way more superstitious. Like, as a kid, I wouldn't step on cracks because I was so scared that it would hurt my mom. If someone spilled salt, like, if just anyone in my vicinity spilled salt, I'd have to hurry up and put some salt over my shoulder. The black cat thing never got me because I've always loved black cats, but I stayed away from ladders. If you broke a mirror, oh dear, no. So I'm not as superstitious as an adult. The salt thing, only if I spill salt do I like do the whole shoulder thing, and I don't even really know why. I'm still very superstitious about breaking mirrors. No, thank you. But that's about it, is the salt thing and mirrors. Otherwise, like, I don't really care. And honestly, I think I should Google the whole salt thing, because I don't even remember why you do that. It's just a habit. And I don't remember the last time I even spilled salt, but I should knock on wood now, because now the next time I use salt, I'm going to spill it. Do you believe in ghosts? Yes, 100% I believe in ghosts. I think I've told ghost stories, but like, if you don't believe in ghosts, you don't believe me, but I have seen ghosts, so. Have you ever been to a haunted house, real or for entertainment? A real one or an entertainment one? I'm going to see if Garnet, before I answer this, I'm going to see if the shade Garnet Montana will pick up on this brush, because it is a shimmer, but we shall see. Because I do want to put that on the lower lash line, but let's see. I might need a denser brush. I can't tell if that's doing something. Yeah, I've been to both. Like I said, I've lived in a haunted house, like a house with ghosts. And then I've been to haunted houses. I like haunted houses. I get scared shitless, but I still like haunted houses. Is that doing anything? I can't tell. So I'm going to try to take a denser brush to see if that helps. Oh, that definitely helped. Favorite horror monster or villain? For this one, I put It, because it is one of my favorite horror monsters. But the old and new. I love the Tim Curry version, obviously, because it's Tim Curry. And then the Skarsgård version is so good. And normally I'm not the hugest fan of, like, remade horror movies. But even though there's a lot of them that aren't bad. But I'm just normally not the biggest fan of remade movies. But the It remake is phenomenal. Okay, let me get out my NYX glitter glue and we'll get into these shimmers. Stay. Do you prefer gore or thrillers? I think I've said this before as well. Gory movies. Just for me personally, one, I like gore. I like blood, guts, and gore. Bring it on. Make it spooky. Like, that just has never bothered me. But two, when it comes to thrillers, I always guess the ending. I always get it right. Like, they're never... I've only watched like one or two thrillers where I was actually surprised by what happened. Generally, that's not what happens for me. So what shade was that again? That was Ghost Train. Okay. So, that's just how I feel about that. Oh, that shade is gorgeous. Have you ever played with a Ouija board? Absolutely not. I think I told this story in another spooky tag this month, but my friend made a homemade one. We went to play with it. Her house freaked out because she was living in a haunted house, which is why we were going to play with the Ouija board. And we just never did. And I said that was good enough for me. No, thank you. But that was as close as I've ever gotten to playing with a Ouija board. And no thank you. Never again. That shade is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my God. What was your favorite Halloween costume as a kid and why? So now I'm going into the silver, Quicksilver, which could be a contender for my favorite silver ever. 6th grade Halloween costume, which I was a leopard. And that is because, one, it was my last time trick-or-treating, because my mom said that I was too old to go trick-or-treating anymore. So, like, that was a huge thing for me. It was, like, a big deal that it was going to be my last time trick-or-treating. So I very much remember that Halloween costume. 2, it was also the first time I got to go trick-or-treating, like, without my mom. Because my dad never went with us, so it was always just me and my mom. So, last time trick-or-treating, first time out without my parents. So I felt like the cool kid being out by myself. It wasn't that cool, gonna be honest. And then for the inner corner, oh yeah, I got Gold Rush. This gold right here. We're gonna put that right there as we answer the last question. Be honest, do you really only take one piece of candy if the sign says only take one? Yes. I fully believe in honor systems. I have never taken like the whole bucket of candy. Like I've always been one of those people like they secretly have a camera and if I take the whole bucket they're going to call the police and I would be stealing and I'm going to go to jail and nope. The shimmers in this palette have like just such a like soft glittery sparkle, like an etherealness to them, and this mixed metals is very soft, but I like it, and I think they all go together very, very nicely. So, I've answered all 13 questions. I did this eye. Obviously, I am going to mascara, eyebrows. I'm probably just going to put my Tarte Fake Awake for eyeliner. But I'm going to also do this eye. And I will come back, show you the finished look. We can talk about the palette as a whole. And for you guys, it'll be movie magic just a second. But for me, it'll be probably another half hour or so. I will be right back. So, here's the finished look. And I put on this purple lipstick to pull the purple out of that outer corner shade. And I think it looks really, really nice. I could have, like, lived without the waterline liner shade, but that you'll see that in an update for a project, and I'm very, very happy that did what it did. But regardless, I love this look. So let's talk about the palette. The palette, the tag itself, loved it. Thank you to Melissa, thank you to DW for putting it together. It was very much fun. I love answering the spooky questions. I'm very upset that the spooky month is over. Happy Halloween. It makes me very sad. But to talk about the palette, I noticed when I was checking off my shades that I used, that I used these 3 shades and these 3 shades. And I thought that was very funny. So we'll start with just how I use them. That's the order we'll go in. This brown, matte brown, very blendable, nice, buildable, gorgeous. The blue is pigmented. Very pigmented. But, like, it's beautiful, it's blendable. It wasn't, like, too crazy to where it didn't want to blend. It was nice. This shade, it's not as sparkly as the other two shimmers that I used, so like that's why I wanted to use it like a satiny shade, and it was okay. I would definitely want to try that shade again in another look, another way, but nah. The silver is gorgeous, and it's not as blue leaning as it appears, which makes me very happy because I prefer a true silver, like, because it looks very blue, but on the eyes, at least with this look, it's not as crazy blue leaning as I thought it was going to be. And then this gold rush in my inner corner is not as crazy bright gold as I thought it was going to be either, which I kind of enjoy. So, oh, and then we almost forgot to talk about my favorite shade in the whole look. Ghost Train. This guy, I'm very sad that I've already, like, killed his face, but this purpley shade, like, it looks very bright, vibrant purple right there. But as you can see over here, it's like a nude. Love that. I love a good shifty shade. That is my favorite shade in the whole look. I'll have to no pan left behind this. Oh, maybe I can do that by the end of the year. We'll have to see. I'm not too hard pressed to no pan left behind my palette, so we'll have to see. But like that could be a contender for my favorite shade in the palette. If you've no pan left behind this palette, you'll have to let me know what is your favorite shade. I would love to know. But that's going to do it for the Halloween palette tag, my palette bingo with this palette. And I hope that you enjoyed. Any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them in the comments down below. Everything else on my face is in the description. You know the drill, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.